China is set to meet its electric vehicle targets a decade early, with sales set to outpace traditional cars for the first time next year, according to new data sourced by the Financial Times. Sales of pure battery and plug-in hybrid vehicles have been growing by around 20% a year and are expected to reach 12 million in 2025. Sales of petrol and diesel-fueled cars are expected to fall to fewer than 11 million. That's down from 14.8 million in 2022. While the pace of EV sales growth has slowed, the forecast suggests Beijing's 2035 target for 50% EV sales will now be achieved 10 years ahead of schedule and years ahead of other major economies. Zhang Yu is the Managing Director of Automotive Foresight, an auto industry research firm. He spoke to Juliet Mann.
China in the past several years, NEV sales really boomed. Like this year, China will grow by more than 36% to total roughly 13 million total new energy vehicle automobiles in China. That actually accounted for more than 40% of total autos in China's total sales in 2024, projecting about 31 million this year. That is an amazing number, jumping up by more than 3.2 million total incremental volume.
How is China getting miles ahead of the US, of Europe, of Japan?
Well, first of all, China has a very good, very complete supply chain, which allows China to offer very affordable, very attractive new energy vehicles here, the BEVs, the PHEVs. The price actually is lower, similar or even lower than gasoline cars. I would say that is the most important factor. Well, the second, I will say China's infrastructure is very good, maybe the best in the world. So we talk about more than 10 million charging piles total, and every quarter, and these charging piles still grow by nearly 1 million units per quarter. So which means in China, you talk about 2.5 vehicles versus one charging pile. So you can find charging infrastructure almost anywhere.
What does this shift away from traditional engines mean for foreign car makers?
Well, that will be a disaster for international car makers, because if you really look at this 13 million, just now I mentioned about this year's total new energy vehicle sales in China, foreign car makers accounted for only roughly 13 to 14% of these NEVs in China. Among this total foreign OEM, you still talk about 8% Tesla's market share. So total traditional foreign OEMs only got about 6% of the total NEV sales in China. So with this kind of a booming total demand of NEVs, of course, the squeezed demand volume of gasoline cars, and we really see this all international famous car makers, their gasoline cars actually is dropping very quickly. So which means basically all replaced by these new energy vehicles. But unfortunately, they do not have some very good products to offer in EV field.
It's not just China's domestic EV and hybrid sectors, though, that are doing well, is it? I mean, China accounted for 80% of global sales in those categories in 2024. Can Europe, can the US ever catch up, or is the gap just too big?
Well, yeah, roughly China accounted for 70 to 80% already this year. It depends, actually, if Europe and US actually they will accelerate or not. If their policy do not really back up the NEVs, or say especially BEV, the battery EVs, we probably see in the foreseeable future this gap will become even larger.